Unfortunately for us, the end of the world is not just the stuff of movies. In fact, there are real scientific scenarios that could wipe out life on Earth in an instant. Imagine waking up to a sky on fire, the ground itself cracking apart, or a sudden cosmic blast wiping you out before you can like and subscribe. How horrible. Our fragile planet faces some truly existential threats. Thankfully, these events are extremely unlikely on any given day, so please don't panic. But in theory, any one of them could strike without warning. Today, we'll count down 5 terrifying ways Earth could be destroyed, possibly even this week. Let's begin. Drifting in the dark of space, completely invisible, an unchained black hole wanders the galaxy, and it's headed our way. This scenario sounds like pure horror. A massive black hole, the collapsed core of a dead star, maybe 10 times the sun's mass, suddenly entering our solar system. If such a rogue black hole came close to Earth, the consequences would be beyond disastrous. Gravity would go haywire. The black hole's immense gravitational pull could distort the orbits of planets and comets. Worst case, Earth might be yanked from a stable orbit around the sun and flung into deep space as a frozen rogue planet. Or it could be pulled directly into the black hole itself. Even without a direct collision, the tidal forces from a near pass could literally rip Earth apart. Our beloved planet would be stretched and torn into a stream of plasma spiraling into the hole. A swift end for our planet, oceans and all. What makes this scenario extra eerie is that a black hole is nearly impossible to see. By definition, black holes emit no light. One could sneak up on the solar system unnoticed until it's very close. We might only detect it once its gravity starts messing with planetary orbits or lensing starlight weirdly. In a sense, a rogue black hole is like the ultimate ambush predator on a cosmic scale. Silent, invisible, and inescapable. As nightmarish as this sounds, astronomers assure us it's exceedingly improbable. How many rogue black holes are out there? By some estimates, in the Milky Way alone, there might be over 100 million black holes of stellar mass being housed, left over from generations of supernova. Now that definitely sounds like a lot, but remember our galaxy is vast. Hundreds of billions of stars spread across 100,000 light years. The density of black holes is extremely low, and the odds of one randomly wandering near our solar system in any given week, or century, or millennium are astronomically small. In 2022, scientists using Hubble did identify an isolated black hole about 5,000 light-years away via gravitational microlensing, essentially catching the black hole's shadow as it passed in front of a distant star. This was a triumph of observation and also reassurance that none are closer at the moment. So while Black Hole Eats Earth would be the ultimate headline, it's a virtually impossible event. We include it on this list for its pure nightmare fuel factor, a reminder of the strange, deadly things that lurk in the universe, even if they'll almost certainly never pay us a visit. Picture a tranquil Tuesday morning suddenly interrupted by a second sun blazing in the sky, an approaching asteroid. Within hours, a mountain-sized space rock slams into Earth's surface with apocalyptic force. The blast ignites the atmosphere. Shock waves flatten thousands of miles. A towering tsunami races across all the oceans. This isn't science fiction. It has happened before. Famously, 66 million years ago, a 10-kilometer asteroid struck Earth, releasing energy equivalent to 10 billion atomic bombs, igniting wildfires, triggering tsunamis, and shrouding the globe in sun-blocking dust. That impact wiped out about 75% of all species on Earth at the time, including the dinosaurs, in a mass extinction event. An asteroid impact is one of the most classic doomsday scenarios, a cosmic bombardment capable of ending civilization in a single terrible day. Despite the vivid nightmares asteroids inspire, the odds are thankfully very low for a civilization-ending strike at any given time. According to NASA, the annual probability of an asteroid big enough to destroy an entire city hitting Earth is around 0.1% per year. Truly planet-killing impacts, The 5 to 10 kilometer sized dinosaur killers are even more rare, on the order of a 0.000001% chance per year, essentially once in many tens of millions of years. We currently live in a period of relative celestial calm, and NASA's near-Earth object programs actively scan the skies for threatening space rocks. That said, smaller asteroids can still sneak up on us. In 2019, a 100-meter asteroid dubbed 2019 OK passed within 65,000 kilometers of Earth, closer than our moon, and it was detected only 24 hours in advance. If something that size struck a populated area, it could devastate a region 50 miles across. The takeaway: a big asteroid impact is extremely unlikely to happen this week or in our lifetimes, but it could happen with practically no warning if a large object evaded detection. It's a stark reminder that we're riding around the sun in a cosmic shooting range. Now imagine the ground swelling and the air turning to poison. Without warning, a caldera the size of a city ruptures, vomiting out hundreds of cubic kilometers of ash and lava. This is a supervolcano eruption, an explosion thousands of times stronger than any nuclear bomb or normal volcanic eruption. The most famous candidate is Yellowstone in the United States, which last blew about 640,000 years ago. If Yellowstone or another supervolcano erupted at full force today, the effects would be globally catastrophic. The blast would obliterate everything within a 100 to 200 kilometer radius under pyroclastic flows. Ash would rain down across entire continents. Several inches of ash could blanket the United States and beyond, burying crops and collapsing roofs. Sunlight would dim as ash and sulfur dioxide cloud the stratosphere, causing a volcanic winter. Global temperatures could plunge by about 4 degrees Celsius on average for up to 10 to 20 years, leading to worldwide crop failures and famine. In short, a supervolcano could bring on a mass extinction or the collapse of modern civilization, even though the Earth itself would remain intact. The historical record backs this up. The Toba supereruption about 74,000 years ago is thought to have cooled the climate and nearly wiped out the human species. The good news is that such an eruption is incredibly rare on human timescales. Scientists continually monitor Yellowstone and other supervolcano sites for warning signs, like earthquake swarms, ground deformation, and gas emissions, but no signs of an impending supereruption have been detected. In fact, research suggests that Yellowstone might be in a long, dying phase of its volcanic cycle, and another colossal eruption may not occur for at least 1 to 2 million years. The annual chance of any supervolcano-sized eruption is tiny, on the order of 0.00014% per year, according to volcanologists. That's a comfortingly low probability, 1 in hundreds of thousands of years. So while a super eruption could theoretically happen anytime, even this week, the likelihood is almost zero. High above our galaxy, imagine two giant stars merging, or a hypermassive star going supernova, focusing its fury into a narrow beam of energy. Suddenly, without any warning, a blistering gamma-ray burst arrives at Earth. In seconds, the atmosphere is bathed in intense gamma radiation from a distant cosmic catastrophe. You can't see or feel it immediately, but this invisible blast tears apart our protective ozone layer. With the ozone gone, the sun's ultraviolet rays begin hitting the surface at full strength. Plants and plankton start dying under the unfiltered UV, and skin burns within minutes. Over the following days and weeks, global ecosystems collapse. A long gamma-ray burst lasting tens of seconds to minutes that is aimed directly at Earth could be an extinction-level event, essentially sterilizing large parts of the planet. Scientists believe that if a burst were close enough, it would literally scorch the side of Earth facing it, while the opposite side might freeze in a darkened, damaged atmosphere. There's even a hypothesis that a gamma-ray burst triggered at least one ancient mass extinction on Earth. The late Ordovician extinction about 450 million years ago, by initiating an ice age after blasting away the ozone. In short, a gamma-ray burst is a deadly cosmic ray gun aimed at us from across the universe. Luckily, one that almost never finds its target. So how worried should we be in this scenario? Not very. Gamma-ray bursts are extraordinarily rare in our cosmic neighborhood, not like we'd be able to do anything about it anyways. Gamma-ray bursts are more common in distant galaxies. In fact, all observed gamma-ray bursts so far have been billions of light years away. A burst within our own Milky Way galaxy pointing at Earth is possible, but estimated to occur only once per few 100,000 to million years per galaxy. Still, if a gamma-ray burst did happen, it would strike without warning and cause global extinctions before anyone even knew what was happening. Finally, we arrive at perhaps the most mind-bending doomsday scenario of all. Hypothesis so extreme that it borders on science fiction yet is grounded in cutting-edge physics. Vacuum decay is the idea that the very fabric of our universe might not be as stable as we think. In quantum physics, vacuum doesn't mean empty space, but rather the underlying energy field that permeates the cosmos, often associated with the Higgs field that gives particles its mass. It's possible that our current vacuum state is a false vacuum, a kind of metastable state that could, in theory, shift to a lower energy state. If that ever happened, it would be as if the laws of physics suddenly changed in an instant. A tiny bubble of true vacuum would form and then expand outward at near the speed of light, erasing everything it touches. Inside that bubble, physics as we know it would be unrecognizable. Molecules, atoms, even fundamental particles might not hold together. In essence, the universe would tear itself apart. Earth and everything else would be destroyed not by an external explosion, but by a new reality overtaking and unmaking it. This is the ultimate cosmic catastrophe. No escape, no warning, not even any debris left behind. Just a sphere of deadly true vacuum rushing across the universe. It's the kind of event that would make every other disaster on this list look tame. Alright, before you lose any sleep over this though, let's emphasize how hugely speculative and unlikely this scenario is. Yes, our current physics suggests that our vacuum could decay, but if it were going to happen, it probably would have already in the 13.8 billion years since the Big Bang. The fact that we're still here implies either it's not actually possible under normal conditions, or that the universe's half-life for vacuum decay is astonishingly long. Calculations indicate that the expected lifetime of our metastable vacuum is many orders of magnitude longer than the age of the universe, so long that for all practical purposes, vacuum decay might as well be impossible. Could be trillions upon trillions of years in the future, if ever. In any case, vacuum decay remains a fascinating and horrifying doomsday. It makes the list because it's a reminder of how much we don't know. The universe has secrets that can humble us in an instant. But if you're ranking what could wipe out Earth this week, this one is by far the least likely. And if it does happen, well, at least it would be painless. Cheery thought, right? Ultimately, vacuum decay is a great thought experiment in cosmic fragility. It underlines a profound truth. Everything, even the universe itself, is temporary. It's important to remember that none of these doomsday scenarios are worth losing any sleep over. The immediate odds of any happening this week or in any given year are vanishingly small. Earth has endured for billions of years, navigating countless trials, and life has survived. But exploring these extreme possibilities give us perspective. We live on a fragile blue marble in a chaotic cosmos, shielded by only thin atmosphere and chance alignment of forces. Thinking about how it all could end, be it by rock, fire, gamma rays, gravity, or quantum fate, isn't meant to cause panic, but to inspire awe. The same science that informs us of these doomsday scenarios also empowers us to prevent or mitigate them, and to appreciate the remarkable good fortune that we exist at all. In a way, the wonder of our existence is highlighted by the improbability of these disasters. Yeah, the universe could snuff us out at any given moment, but it hasn't. So perhaps the takeaway is this: cherish our planet, cherish each other. We may be adrift in a dangerous cosmos, but for now, here we are, alive on Earth, witnessing the stars rather than being extinguished by them. Stay curious, stay hopeful, and as always, keep looking up, just in case.